is we are going to take the Bubble Mania Mini Slimline Power Die, and we are going to cut this out of white and black cardstock. I have done so 4 times, so I've got 3 white pieces and 1 black piece. And then with the help of some liquid adhesive, I do like using a liquid adhesive when I'm layering dies up to make sure that I have time to kind of fiddle around a little bit in case they don't line up perfectly. So I have done this off camera because it's literally just cutting, poking at the bits and using the glue and layering the die pieces up on top of each other. So we have a white one and we have a black and white one. So there's only 2 layers on each one of these 2. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take one of our backgrounds. So again, off screen, what I've done is I've created a couple of backgrounds here with some these are actually Distress Oxide sprays. And I've just kind of gone a little bit crazy, like so the fun thing with sprays is that you never know what you're going to get. I mean, that's fun to some, scary to others. And I'm a little bit in both camps, to be honest, because I like sort of like a splash of color. I'm less okay with the control I have over sprays, but I'm trying to get it over that. And then on this one, as you can see as well, I've also added a little bit of gold shimmer because I thought, shimmer is never a bad idea, is it? So we're probably gonna take one of these. I think we're gonna use the one with the black cardstock on top. So this is just a little bit longer than your standard sort of 6.5. So we're gonna trim this down a little bit, and we're going to, or are we? Yeah, we probably are. And then we're going to glue this down and we're going to finish this off with a word die. Now, on this one here, I'm probably going to be doing the same thing, but this is a lot bigger than a mini slimline card. So this could potentially be an A2 card. And then instead of having this entire piece, might just kind of add this and sort of trim off a bit, so there will be kind of like a pattern and the whole panel won't be covered, but we'll see how that goes. But then you might wonder what's happened to all these pieces inside. I did keep those as well because you just never know. I mean, I had kind of like a couple of ideas in my head of what I was gonna do. So one idea was actually to take one of these, or maybe another one, you never know, might make a third, and just kind of lay these pieces up a little bit, and not sort of in the pattern of that, but just kind of randomly, you know, sort of here, there, and there, and just kind of add them in all over the place a little bit like this. And then, of course, the other way to do it is by using this as a guide. You pop your pieces in where you think they're going to go. And then with something like press and seal or even like washi tape, you pick the pieces up and turn it over and add glue to the back, and then you pop these down. So I tell you what, I will actually just do this a little bit so you see what I mean. So this is a really, really easy way of adding like a popped up dimension pattern to your cards. And it's really, it's like simple stuff as well. You sit down, you don't have to think about it, die cut your pieces, sit down, watch something on Netflix or Disney Plus, big fan of Disney Plus here, and just chill out, glue your pieces together, die cut some more pieces, glue those together, and just chill, have a bit of like me time. With crafting, I often, if I'm feeling upset or if I'm having a day, and I mean, let's be honest, this last sort of year and a half, there's been many days when you just sort of think, everything is just rubbish, everything is crap, if I'm allowed to say that. And, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with for all of us. So having a bit of me time and just kind of disconnecting from reality a little bit and doing something that you enjoy is, I think that's kind of essential actually. So do make sure that you make time for yourself and something that you enjoy, no matter how busy you are. It's actually almost more important to do it on the days when you are busy than when you're not. So, you know, stay sane, people. Stay sane. You never know what's going on out there. So here we are. We're, you know what, I think we might as well just kind of do this whole thing, right? And then we are going to take a little bit of the old present seal and we're going to place this right on top, like very loosely, and then at the same time press down to kind of pick up all the pieces. So try not to move this around too much because then your pieces might move so they don't go exactly where you want them to go. And then press down on each and every single one of these to make sure you pick them up. Like that. That should be all of them. And then we're going to flip this over. And then we're going to pull the frame piece up. Hopefully all of these pieces will stay on the present seal. And then we're going to just take this and make sure that none of these pieces are kind of touching each other because we're going to want like a nice spacing around them. Okay. Right, so there we have it. And then, maybe, let's see if we can see this through. You know what, this could actually be really, really fun. So maybe let's do this one. Yeah, okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave these on the present seal, and then we're gonna take our liquid adhesive again, and we are going to add a bit to every single piece. Make sure you don't miss anyone. And we're going to stretch this out and we are going to plop it down. And again, you're going to want to make sure that it doesn't move too much because this, or well, at least if your ink background is water reactive. So I have done these with distress oxide sprays. So if water touches them, it's going to react. So you don't want them to move around too much. And then when you think you've got all of them pressed down and you let it sit, just to let the glue cure for just a little bit. Then you peel this off and oops, there is your background. Look how cool, huh? Right, so we're gonna leave that to set for a minute and then we're gonna move on to this one. And now I'm wondering, do we do this one instead? So we have a black and a white. Or do we go black frame and a white word die maybe? I'll tell you what, we're gonna go with black, and then if I change my mind, I can always make another background and do that route. So with this, we're gonna add liquid adhesive. Right, okay, so just in case I decide to go and make this into a A2 size card, we're going to leave this off the edge a little bit here, and then we're going to press down a little bit, just gently. Oh, you do see that there's a little bit of glue that's sort of stuck out there, but the good thing about this glue is that it dries clear, so you don't have to worry about cleaning it up. But we're gonna set this aside and dry for a minute so we can then move on with the next steps. So here are our two finished cards. So I did use the hello word die, and I could add a white and black cardstock again to just kind of make the hello stand out a little bit. And I did actually find the missing black piece as well, so I glued that down to make sure that it's all cohesive, and then this has been trimmed down a little bit. So that is that one done. And then I did turn this one into an A2 card. So I have trimmed this down. I've glued this down obviously so that it will fit like a panel, and then it's trimmed down to a 4 by 5.5 panel. And then as I was gluing this down, I realized I smudged a little bit because some of the spray wasn't dry. So I thought, you know what, let's just go to town. So I dabbed my fingertips on this and like just pressed on the edges for that really grungy look. So we can have a little bit of a close-up look of what I mean with that grungy look. So you can see like parts of it is like my fingertips or my fingerprints on there. So I decided to make it part of the card design. And then I finished off with the opposite pieces of the hello here, so nothing is gone to waste. So I like that, and I really hope you have enjoyed this and will kind of look at your dies and see what you can do to kind of create a similar look. I am all done for today, so I will see you again next week. Bye!